We'll go to our next question, which, and of course my thanks to Aisha Kiran Saiba, but we're going to sort of stay in Canada for our next question from Dr. Mohammed Wadan. Good to hear from you, Dr. Saab. It's been a while since your last correspondence with us, but always welcome your questions. His question relates to this whole issue which has arisen at times over the controversy of Salman Rushdie when he wrote Satanic Verses. There was the whole issue also more recently about the Danish cartoons where they portrayed the Holy Prophet of Islam in a particular fashion. His question is, can you please enlighten us regarding the Islamic and Quranic principles when confronting a founder of a new faith, or when confronting any founder or a community within existing faiths whom one perceives to be on the wrong path? He also alludes to the fact that the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, which we regard as the Renaissance of Islam, and through the Renaissance of Islam was the coming, as predicted by all the major faiths, of the promised Messiah, the founder of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community. That again, he himself, indeed the community, but he in particular, is also then targeted at times by others, unfortunately within the Muslim community, as in a very negative fashion. So he's really asking that, do they have any basis in terms of their almost character assassination at times of noble personages?
What is the result of a Muslim adopting the attitude of disrespect and dishonor of the other prophets and desecrating holy sites? You know what happened in Afghanistan, and what's happened in some of recently the Grand Mufti of Saudi Arabia saying that, you know, in the kingdom all of the churches should be destroyed. You know, what is the result of that? Has it produced anything positive or shown a positive light on the faith called Islam, or has it been the opposite? And if we reverse the order, if the world, we're asking the world to treat our messenger with respect and not to dishonor his character, and not to represent him in a false way or in any kind of, you know, very vile and vicious way, why would we not want to adopt the same attitude toward others, knowing how that feels? And this is what I say exactly happened to Prophet Muhammad in his own lifetime. Why he was such a champion for human rights is he spent 13 years under the pressure of not having a single right to be and to express what he wants to be. So his attitude was formed by first being the persecuted. And yet now his community, for a much part of it, is being defined as those who disrespect and are willing to persecute others who are not of the Islamic faith, who live in Islamic countries, whether they're Christians or they're Hindus or they're Sikhs or they're Baha'is or whoever they may be. And not only the founders are being characterized in such, you know, filthy ways, the people are being hounded and abused and driven to miserable conditions, sometimes literally put to death. You know, and in some of these countries they can't even exist as a person with this faith. So that again has nothing to do with the early life history of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, with the messages he would deliver and the way he would approach it. We know from Medina, when he was truly engaged with a diverse society, multi-ethnic, multicultural, multi-religious, sometimes he would receive delegations, and the one I'll just mention is the Christians of Najran. Well, this Christian delegation came and spent days with him discussing the very issue about Hazrat Isa alayhi salam and his divinity and what they believed and what he believed. They went, you know, over all the issues, at the end of which he didn't say, now I'll slay you all, you infidels, you failed to see the truth. I'll burn down your churches wherever I'll find them, or I'll drive you out of my kingdom. He stopped them at the door and said, pray in my mosque. You know, and this is the end of the story. He said, pray right here. You have your right to be and to be what you want to be. And then he went one step further. He issued a charter, you know, a charter of freedom to all the monks and the Christians of this community, that from now on, your lives are our responsibility to protect. Your places are ours to protect. Your faith is yours to keep and hold to the end of the day, and not just for us, till the end of days, this charge I give to every Muslim. What an attitude that the UN charters of freedom of religion and all these other groups in the world, that's what they're aspiring to do. He did it in his lifetime. He did it practically with people he met. And he sends this message now to us. Whether you agree with someone or not, still you must respect them. Still you must grant them the right to believe what they wish. This is what is a fundamental freedom of conscience. And it's Allah who's choose. The Quran says, in the end, ثُمَّ إِلَى رَبِّكُمْ مَرْجِعُكُمْ. Then all of you will go to your Lord, and it says, and He will decide فِيمَا فِيهِ تَخْتَلِفُونَ, in all the things you differ in terms of faith. You're not to decide these matters. And when they try to decide the matters, we see the result. It's bloodshed, it's disorder, it's hate, it's the backlash, you know, all this terrorism that's going on now. It's produced nothing but the negativity. So, you know, we step back, we pray, we hope that the Muslim world will learn the lessons of history, will follow the footsteps of the master they truly love, but they misguided somewhat, and will institute for the whole world's sake a system of harmony amongst the religions in which we can truly dialogue and share the goodness, which is the style of Prophet Messiah, Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani. He said, share your goodness, share your beauties. Let those things win the order, win the day, win the hearts. And if it cannot, then you've already been defeated. Because the principles alone should stand on their own merits. They don't need force, they don't need disrespect, they don't need dishonor. They are themselves the beauties.
So, gentlemen, I know this is again one of those questions which we can continue, but and I'm sure in future programs we'll return to it as well. But I'm told we're at the end of the time for this program. Just falls upon me to thank all three of you for your, again, very comprehensive and scholarly answers, and of course to viewers, to thank you for your particular questions. Of course, I forget and I correct that now. Thanks particularly to Dr. Budin Saab for your question just now, which was answered by Azhar Hanif Sahib. But thank you to all the people who send in their questions, and I look forward to new viewers who will be sending in their questions as well. Just as a final reminder to those not yet familiar with our email address for any comments, thoughts, observations that you may have, it's faithmatters@mta.tv. faithmatters@mta.tv. Until the next time, from all of us from Faith Matters from London, Assalamu alaikum.